What's going on, man? Can you hear me? Oh, I hope y'all can hear me out here. Let me see if we got going on over here because we're having a little bit of technical difficulties out here. Hey, what's up, Mafia Mondo? If you can hear me, press one. I hope y'all can hear me out here. There you go. I think we got it going on. I think we got it going on. Okay, there we go. There we go. What's up, Mafia? Bills Mafia. I'm wearing. I'm not too excited today because we got our first loss, first game of the season. I know we had high expectations of this season. I for one wasn't expecting to go 0-1 right out the gate, but I have a little bit of we got a couple things to talk about. If you guys want to chime in, what's up to everybody? We have a couple little bit of technical difficulties, and you guys know I'm not really the techie guy. Will is, so y'all bear with me, but we love the Bills just like you do. We're just gonna try to get it on and pop and give a fan perspective on what happened this past weekend against against a Pittsburgh team that I thought, and a lot of you guys thought, that we would pretty much be able to dominate. I actually predicted a 28-24 victory by the Buffalo Bills, but of course, you guys know that wasn't the case. It was 23-16. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and I want you guys to chime in and see what you guys thought about, the Bills' play, what the weaknesses were, where they messed up, and so on and so forth. From now on, when I took this shirt out for last season, this is a black Buffalo Bills shirt. This is a mourning shirt. This is like, how you got to go to a funeral and you got to wear black. Well, this is my funeral shirt, and you're only going to see this if we lose. This is the only time you're ever going to see this shirt. So hopefully we won't see it too many times in the rest of the season. But getting into the game, it was rough. I thought we would be able to dominate them guys, and it was just chaos. Josh Allen didn't look too good. A little flustered. There was two passes that he overthrew that I thought that would, if he would have made those shots, would have definitely made an impact in the game. The block punt, which the Pittsburgh Steelers returned for a touchdown. Levi Wallace's pass interference. There's so many things that that happened this past weekend that I didn't expect, or anybody for you guys for that matter either. But like I said, we're trying to get Will in here, so excuse me, you could get a little bit more insight. There you go. Let me see. Will, can you? There you go. There you go.
Hear me?
There you go. You left me dry. I'm a techie guy, man. You got me over here flustered, man. Good to have you back, bro.
Okay. Thank you. Finally. I feel weird. Hold on. Let's move this. Bam. Let's switch this up. Here we go. I was talking over there like a crazy person. Thought it was you. It was me. For some reason, my mic kept muting itself. Crazy. Don't know why. Hey, so I got finally to meet Pancho family for the home opener. So honored discussion for future podcasts. That's pretty cool. I got to find out who did that because I don't see it. All right. We got also Gary DeLeo saying what's up. All good now. Thanks, Gary. So you see, we do get people up here telling us we got no sound. Mafia Mondo saying he could read lips or whatever. But thank you. Thanks for helping us out. Sorry about that, guys. All right, quick thing. Sorry. So go ahead. I was listening to you while we were going. I just couldn't speak.
I'm all over the place because I was a little bit flustered that you couldn't get on. You're the techie guy. I'm kind of the one. I'm the Robin to you being Batman. But I was just telling the guys out there listening. I got my black mourning. This is my mourning shirt. Not mourning as in the morning. This is like when somebody dies. This is my black Buffalo Bills shirt. And I was telling the guys that are watching that, I hope I don't have to wear this too many times this year. Because anytime we lose, this is my lost shirt right here. But other than that, man, I try to get into it a little bit in the beginning while you're out on the stuff that happened this weekend against the Pittsburgh Steelers, such as I had us winning 28-24. I thought we'd be a little bit more explosive than we were. Josh looked a little bit flustered. The fumble that he lost. There was another fumble he almost lost. It almost looked like the 2019 Josh Allen. I was a little nervous watching him play. He had some great separation digs. I think Gabriel Davis had some deep passes that he overthrew. That had he made those passes, man, we would have been up probably 20-0, in the first half. I know we were up ahead 10 points, but unfortunately the block punt from Hack and Levi, your boy Levi Wallace, with a couple penalties that cost us. There's a lot of things that happened in this game that I wasn't too happy about. But I want to hear your perspective. Hey, but before that, listen, we're already 11 minutes in, and you know what we didn't do today, right?
That's how frustrated we are. I should have started with that. But it didn't matter because nobody was listening.
I'm going to let you go first. You go first. Go first.
Being that it's October, I was like, why not? Let's go for a Sam Adams Oktoberfest. I've had them plenty of times. Bet you a lot of people have. Let me drink to a little bit of frustrations. Hearty and smooth. It's a good beer for, October. They do the seasonals. They have a bunch. I like Sam Adams. It's a little heavier. Can't see where the hell the alcohol content is. There it is. 5.3 Oktoberfest. Sam Adams. Coming October. Why not? It's pretty good, especially after a loss. Doesn't taste as good as after a win, but I'll take it. I don't know, 3.5, whatever. Not that bad losing attitude. That's what I got. So what you got?
What you got? 3.1. What I got? Listen,
I said 3.5.
3.5. All right. Listen, after that loss, okay, I was having me a couple different beers, just kind of hanging out, kicking it. But after that loss, there you go.
Well, you got
after
fired.
That loss,
you drinking what is that? Antifreeze?
Antifreeze. Look.
Oh damn. Oh boy, it's gonna be an early night for Vinny. It's gonna be early night.
That's how the Bills this weekend, man.
All right. Listen, we talked about this.
Hey, I didn't give my assessment.
Oh, I forgot all about it.
Cinnamon whiskey. Everybody knows what Fireball is, but I give this a 4.5 to drowning your sorrows. So that's my assessment right there.
That's your assessment?
Yes, sir.
I think it makes sense. It's about right. I'm trying to see. Okay. Actually, Clark Mafia Mondo, for some reason, it's not coming up. It's coming up as a Facebook user. He was the one who said, I finally got to meet Pancho's family, home opener, so honored, discussed for future podcasts. Yeah, we got to get you back on.
That's awesome. Yeah,
it's always good having you on. Mike Mangano was the first guy who commented earlier on, too. Hopefully he's still around. As always, listen, guys, post your comments. Hopefully we'll be able to show them and so forth. Mando said, Star Wars Mafia crew guest for Halloween game. Let's make it happen. Sounds good. You got those guys together. I'll reach out to everybody. I don't know Leia, but I do know you and Stormtrooper and Vader. So, yeah, let's get it on. Let's do it. I can hold up to 6 people at the same time. So let's have them on. Getting back to this game, like I said, I didn't get to really see it. I saw most of it on whatever you could see on the red zone. Then I caught and rewatched some highlights or lowlights. Whatever they showed on NFL Network and stuff like that. What I did see, I was frustrated. Like, man, just watching that game. I know I text you. I text our buddy Kyle. I always text you guys during the game. Real quick, this was our game day roster. And, you're not really arguing with any of this. You know what I'm going to bring up? You probably don't. But just looking at it right now, Tywan Jones, why is he in there? McKenzie was the one, returning the kickoffs, returning punts. Mm-hmm. You sit Moss as a healthy scratch. Why? Don't know why. Gillian, fine. He's a fullback. He's going to block, which is great. But what did they do? They ended up going back to what they always do, which drove me crazy. Allen had 51-yard passing. Out of here, the only guy I would have said maybe get him in was Boogie. Star was banged up, so you knew he wasn't going to play. If you wanted to start Boogie, Boogie's been playing on defensive end, and they'll throw him sometimes as tackle. I mean, unless you keep FA, yeah, I think that's how you say it. He would be the only one if you want to try to rotate with Boogie, because he's not really going to take out Justin. He's not going to take out Butler, Harrison. You're not really going to get rid of those guys. So the only one, unless you want to try to rotate.
Even on the roster.
No, I know he was inactive, but you can see him here. They sat him as inactive, healthy. So he didn't get time. Personally, I would have put Moss in there and set Taiwan. He didn't even play. This is per your guy, Sal. What is it? Sal on Instagram. So look at this. They put out the percentages of who played and where they played, or pretty much. You see, Dawkins. I love Dawkins, but Dawkins was getting chewed up, man. He was getting eaten up. He looked lost. So it was either his whole COVID battle. He's not 100%. But if you see him struggle so much, like, come on, who's the other guys on this list over here? Real quick. Oh, no, that's not that one. I'm looking at the wrong one. Right here. Bam. You tell me Cody couldn't slide out there, or tried? I don't know. They were just like, it was just bad. Ford looked bad. Not Ford. Dawkins looked bad.
Walker looks like gas. Darrell Williams didn't do a good job like he did last year against TJ Watt. I mean, he gave up, I believe, a sack, which forced a fumble. Once he let that sack go, Josh had that fumble. So, TJ Watt, he got that big contract and he's already, producing. Forced fumble, sack. I think he had 1.5 sacks. So already in the first game, he's already paying dividends for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And look at this. I mean, Diggs, 93% of the plays. Sanders, 2, I get it. Cole Beasley, 91. Where's Davis? 51. He had a nice touchdown catch. I didn't even think it was going to him, but he ended up getting it. It was a touchdown to him. You keep it Kumaro, 4%. The guy is barely out there.
Yep.
Look at Brown. I guess he came in at some point, but if Dawkins was struggling, maybe Brown should have been out there more. I don't know.
I believe
McKenzie.
The only positive I saw with our receivers was the grab that Gabe Davis had. I was also, Dawson Knox, man. I think they threw him 4 times and he caught all 4 passes. So that was a good. He did really good. I was impressed with Knox. I think he was the best thing on offense on Sunday. Sanders had a drop pass. Diggs had a couple. Not Diggs. Beasley had a couple drop passes that were huge. In actuality. But we got to get it together, man. Listen, I'm hoping they got it out of their system. Back in 2006, I coached Pop Warner football. We went 15-1, but the second game we lost, and I truly believe that the kids needed that loss to kind of like get it out of the system. So I'm hoping with these Buffalo Bills, they asked Josh Allen about it, and he said, hey, man, there's 16 games left. I'm not worried about it yet, which kind of calmed me down because I'm kind of freaked out the way they played. It wasn't pretty, man. It wasn't pretty. Yeah. And the thing is, the defense allowed the least amount of yards in the whole NFL. The Buffalo Bills held everybody to the lowest. I think it was 251 or 250 yards, which the defense actually held everybody to 250 yards, which is the lowest in the NFL for week 1. That the defense is doing their job. So we'll see how it goes.
Listen, and I would say this because the whole me watching that, and then I'm like seeing the nickel defense out there was driving me crazy. But I understand it because Pittsburgh was running a lot of 3 wide receiver sets.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I get it. And then there was I remember like the 1 or 2 3 and longs that I saw. They completed the pass right down the middle of the field, like last year was going on when we played Kansas
Yeah,
City. Kind of drove me crazy because
yeah,
what's insane to me, which I never do until like I saw it, is that Edmonds is one of the best middle linebackers covering.
mhm,
Like he really doesn't get thrown a lot against a lot.
yeah,
But Kansas City did it. I think Titans, when they ended up playing us last year, they did it. Pittsburgh got a few big third downs that way too. One thing, if I want to nitpick, I did see some holding. There was times I saw like Jerry Hughes. I'm like, Jerry Hughes is going to get a sack, but when he's trying to adjust or just try to turn around to run the opposite way, he couldn't even turn. No call. It was driving me crazy. That drove me crazy. The one play there should have been a holding call wouldn't have mattered because that was the one when Trey White picked off Big Ben and they
yeah.
called pass interference. I saw like people trying to rip on Wallace, but Wallace, like the one touchdown he gave up, he even tipped it. It was a great job by the wide receiver to keep his focus and bring that in. I thought he wasn't going to step in, but he stepped in. Just on that.
He had good coverage on that one pass interference. Had he just turned around and looked at the ball coming, it would have been a clean play. But he never turned around for the ball. So the commentators made a comment about that. Had he just turned around, coverage was there. He was doing good.
Move to the side a little.
This was
the defensive breakdown. Again, sorry to cut you, but look at like the defense. You have FA in there. He didn't even get in.
Yeah.
Why even keep him there? Bring in bring in Boogie. Let Boogie get in there. These guys were tearing it up during the preseason. Is it preseason? Yeah, it's preseason. But you saw their motors. FA, listen, he's a big beast. Nothing. I don't. If you're going to keep him in there, man, try to use him sometimes. Throw him in there. It was cool to see Greg in there. Saw a lot of AJ. Half the time when I did see plays, it was AJ was in there rushing. Mario, we have 2 sacks. Addison had one. And I believe, who was the other one? I think it was Hyde.
Yeah, it was on it was
Poyer.
Poyer, yeah.
Mario Addison and Poyer got it. My big thing, like I said, was hoping that we could exploit the 2 rookies on Pittsburgh's offensive line. Listen, they were hitting Big Ben, but they weren't getting the sacks. He has a very quick release usually, and it hurt us. It just hurt us. And watching this guy, I said last year, man, if he gets a job, I won't be mad. Watching the play calling on Sunday, I was hoping he would have gotten a job. 4th and 1, you go for it 2 times on 4th down. I know it's not just his call. That's McDermott's call. But the one when you go with that huge power set.
It was a jumbo package, bro. I thought they were just going to pound it.
You should have just pounded it. What was it, 1 yard away, I think it was? And then
but they try to do a trick play. The corner never bit. Had the corner come in, it would have been a successful run. It could have probably went for a touchdown. But the corner held his ground. He did what he was supposed to do. He contained, and it was ugly. It looked really, really bad. I was like, what the hell just happened?
Did they forget who they were playing?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh has a good defense.
Yeah.
Their defense is good. You have a very good front 4 where they really didn't have to blitz all the time because those guys were just getting to them. How are you going to try to run that? If you want to get silly there, don't run to where the extra coverage is. Go dive on the weaker side. That was just such a bad play. And then the other 4th and whatever it was, they go for it down deep. It was just rough. Allen was getting smacked up. Yeah, 4th and 8. Why even bother?
But getting back to your stuff with Brian Daboll, I don't know. I have to agree with you. It was pretty bad play calling, in my opinion, because, in the 4th quarter, all of a sudden they let Singletary run. He had 11 carries. I think he was averaging 6.6 yards per carry. I don't know if you have the stats there, but, he started running all over him. Why not establish the run first? Now we're behind. You want to run the ball, and it's like it's a little too late. And the defensive front, Pittsburgh defensive front, all they would do was they only had four down linemen pretty much. They had nobody in, I think 6 or 7 people in the box. Everybody was all backs. They knew we were going to pass. I mean, it's pretty obvious, I know we're armchair quarterbacks over here, but doggone it, when you look at that and you look at the set, when you see those defensive set, there's only 4 down linemen and two linebackers and all the other all the backs back there, let's run the ball, see what happens, but.
And especially with their front four, they have a very good front four. So they don't really have to blitz much. And if you're playing the Bills with Brian Dable, you're just going to sit back and protect the pass. If you're going to beat us, go ahead, try to run. Listen, he had 11 carries. One was a long play for 25 yards, okay? Yeah. 11 carries, 72 yards. Like you said, averaging 6.5 yards. You keep Matt Breida in there, 4 carries, 4 yards. Come on. I don't even want to count Josh Allen's rushing yards, but, because 9 for 44 yards. Why are we not running the ball?
And by the way, a lot of teams are starting to figure out that quarterback draw. A lot of people, they got a linebacker spying on them now. So it's pretty much simple. Those design draw plays aren't really working anymore.
It's tough. It's not really going to always work. So they have to change it up. You have to use the run. That's what was driving me crazy, man. You look at there and then when I saw when they set Zach Moss as a healthy scratch and you keep Taiwan Jones and you don't even use Taiwan Jones, why even keep him in there? If you put Zach Moss, Zach Moss is going to ground and pound. Matt Breida could just break one at any moment, but you're not running the ball. You have to run the ball. If not, they just sit back there.
I didn't even see any screenplays either.
51 passes, dude. 51 passes. You go into halftime up. What were they up? 6-0? No, 10-0. 10-0. You don't make any adjustments. You came out. They were flat. Pittsburgh made all the adjustments. It was like the Bills couldn't do nothing right.
Pittsburgh had 52 yards of total offense by halftime.
And they made their adjustments.
I believe it was 21 unanswered points. It was like 21 or 22 to 3 or so, to 10. They just, I'm pissed off, man. I'm pissed off. Yeah. I know a lot of Bills fans are pissed off at what's going on. A little more shell shock because I literally thought we would dominate the Pittsburgh Steelers. I literally thought we would dominate the way, our second teamers played in preseason. That's why, preseason don't mean squat, don't mean anything.
Well, this is the problem too. You look at that game and it kills me because I always say they should play at least a few sets each game. 3 games. I don't care if you played two sets of offense or whatever, two possessions, whatever. Me personally, play the first quarter. A lot of these guys aren't ready. I know Dawkins missed a lot because of COVID-19 and his injuries or whatever. He didn't get in those reps. And practicing against your team is not the same thing as practicing or playing in a scrimmage against other teams. I understand you got a chance of getting hurt, but your guys are going to be ready. Look at Kansas City. They were ready. Look at Cleveland. They were ready. These guys practice against other people. Some people got hurt. Whatever. It happens. You don't want it to happen. But you could see in that game, man, the Bills were not ready. And again, the only thing that I'm like, okay, I'm not going crazy like people are, it's because it was the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers are still a good team, still a good offense, one of the best defenses in the league. Like I said, I thought they might be able to exploit the 2 rookies that started on the offensive line, and the Bills couldn't do that. That was the only thing. You can't disregard the Pittsburgh Steelers because they're a good team. Listen, I'm going to do this just for Bobby, even though I shouldn't. There you go. His little Mike Tomlin thing. So that's it. Let's move on from this, unless you got 1 or 2 final things to say about it.
Not too much. I hope they got it out of their system. That's the way I'm looking at it. Dolphins are hyped up. They beat New England Patriots. So we'll see. Tua didn't look half as bad as I thought he would look. He looked pretty decent. Zach. Mac Jones.
We'll talk about that game. We'll talk about that game.
I'm just saying, hey, this is kind of like a preview for what the Buffalo Bills should be expecting. I mean, they did pretty good. He wasn't too bad. Mac Jones, he's going to be something special. I like the kid. I think the kid's going to do well. Tua, I think just a little bit. I'm still not convinced with Tua. We'll see how the defense fares against him, but we'll talk at the end of the show and see. I'll give you my opinion on what's going to happen hopefully pull out a win against Miami.
All right, look, quick news. Tom Brady says he thinks he could play till he's 50 years old. Come on,
Somebody
man.
hits him in the hip like
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick.
Man, I felt so bad. I saw that hit, and I was like,
No.
"Oh, he's hurt." And my buddy's like, "Nah, it didn't look that bad." I'm like, "He's hurt," and then he was out. And then what made me, I felt bad was because they were said during the game he had an injured hip. I was like, "Oh boy," because we're old, we gotta have an injured hip. I thought it was going to be his shoulder the way he landed, and then it ended up being his hip.
By the way, did you see McKenzie do the fair catch and hurt his shoulder? Did you see that play?
No, I didn't see that play.
Yeah. They kicked off. They punted the ball, and he fair caught the ball, and he was grimacing. They took him in, and I guess he had a shoulder injury. He came back, played, but for a second, I guess he had that injury during the off season.
Maybe it just popped, maybe when he was swinging up.
Yeah, he wound up coming back, and Gabriel Davis. I don't know if you saw, he hurt his ankle, but came back at the end of the game also. Which I was freaking out too. Like, oh my gosh, here we go to one of our very important players, special teams player, and pretty much number two receiver hurt. So, but thankfully he came back and he finished the game. So
when he took that kickoff, I was like, oh man, we're gonna score a touchdown right away. Then their defense just held us down. Anyway, we touched about it. Fitzpatrick, he's not going to have hip surgery, so he's going to sit out. He's going to miss probably 6 to 8 weeks. Kind of stinks for the guy. He had his opportunity there. Now he's going to sit 6 to 8 weeks. And if Heineke over here does well, Fitz isn't going to get back in. Probably be gone again. Poor guy.
Heineke got hit, so I'm looking forward to seeing him play, actually. So
yeah. But hey, Fitz is making his money. He's making big cash.
When we play them, week what? Week 3, week 4?
Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Look at the schedule. Bam. Week 3. We play him next week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to see him do good. I wish he got a little bit better.
Hopefully not. But could you imagine Tom Brady playing till he's 50? Not as a starter. That won't happen. He could be in there like, was it Craig? Back in the day, the guy played as a backup. He was a starter. Yeah, played as a backup, and then from a backup, he went to a quarterback.
Neil McDonald, what are you talking about? Neil McDonald from Pittsburgh.
No,
what are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the old Detroit. I think it was a Detroit Lion. Man, I can't remember, but he was in the league for so long. Crazy. Anyway, Marcus Mariota, he got banged up. He's playing. He's going to miss a couple of weeks, according to Ian Rappaport, and the Raiders failed to provide an in-game injury report as the teams were supposed to. So they might get fined for not reporting that Marcus Mariota got hurt during the game. Now he's going to miss a few weeks. Well, who slides into the number 2 backup spot? Nathan Peterman, boy. So Nathan's moving on up. Still got a job in the league. Big upsets. A lot of upsets this week.
And Cam, what about Cam?
I think it's funny because even watching like NFL Network, a lot of people are thinking like Cam's not getting a job right now because of his not wanting to get the vaccine. And a lot of people, I guess, don't want to deal with that. Some people are always saying after Fitzmagic got hurt that maybe Cam could go over there to Washington.
Yeah.
I think Washington, they were one of those teams that weren't all getting vaccinated. And then I guess being with Ron Rivera, with his cancer battles and stuff, everybody ended up getting their vaccine. So they're at 100%, I believe. So are you going to bring in Cam who's not while everybody else is? Could cause little problems. So I don't think that's happening. Some of the upsets, this one knocked me out of my survivor pool in the first week. The Bengals beating the Minnesota Vikings.
We just had a bad
serious. Serious. I don't know what I did with my picks. I think I threw them out. I can't find them, so I don't even know what I went. But I know I took the Vikings. Delvin Cook, overtime, they're driving the ball. He fumbles the ball. Like, come on, man. Delvin Cook, one of the best backs in the league, fumbles the ball in overtime. Cincinnati ends up winning the game. Very frustrating. Cardinals, we talked about it. We don't know what that team is. Tennessee Titans, everybody said their defense was suspect. I thought they had a pretty good defense. Jesus, Arizona smacked them up.
They blasted them.
38-13. I was surprised. It makes you think, like, damn, are they that good? Or is Tennessee's defense not that great? Another one was a little weird. The Saints, they took the Packers' lunch money, 38-3. People are questioning if Rodgers has any heart left, like, does he even care? And Rodgers says, we're in trouble if we're going to freak out after one loss. But still, 38-3.
That was a loss. That was an annihilation. That was an ugly loss.
Yeah. Didn't think that would be it. Eagles, Battle of the Birds against the Falcons. Listen, Eagles I thought weren't going to be that great, but they played pretty damn well. Falcons, again, are the Falcons going to be the crap team? Again, another team, either they're good or they're just bad. Right now, they're looking bad. Your boy, Tyrod Taylor. Look at Tyrod Taylor. He looked like a superstar out there the other day.
Yeah.
21 for 33, 291 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 carries for 40 yards. I know they were playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence threw for 3 touchdowns, but he also threw 3 picks.
Oh, was it 3? I thought it was 2 picks.
Nah, according to ESPN, 3 picks, and then he had 1 sack, which, you're going to expect that from that team, Jacksonville. I mean, you don't know what you're getting. Then with Urban Meyer, there was rumors being that UCF, I can't even speak, USC fired their head coach. They were thinking, oh, maybe Urban Meyer will go there. He's saying there's no chance. He's staying in the NFL.
UCF. UFC.
Yeah, it's USC. So, not UCF. I messed up. USC. He's saying, no, he's staying put in Jacksonville. Real quick on some injuries, just 2 injuries I put out there. There's a bunch, but Denver's Jerry Jeudy out 4 to 6 weeks. And for 49ers, Raheem Morissette out for the year. I have him on my fantasy team. That's why I thought I'd bring it up.
He's from around here. It's from my neck of the woods down here.
So they're probably mad that they didn't keep Matt Breda, didn't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, this loss still bothers me.
Yeah, it does, man. I mean, oh, man, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. But like I said, I'm glad they got it. Hopefully they got it out of this system.
Yeah.
Hopefully they got it out of this system. I mean, football is definitely a game of inches because had Josh Allen made those 2 deep throws, we would have pulled away. I believe we would have pulled away. But, hey, Josh Allen looked like the 2019 Josh Allen. The way he fumbled, the way he was running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little nervous. I hope he shakes it all off,
Yeah. My girl says, Viva los Bills. Jordan,
right.
Our Jet fan, says, hope we never see Fitzpatrick again. He's a Fitzpatrick hater. Sorry, Jordan. I like Fitzpatrick.
Damn.
I don't hate him.
Jordan's cold, man. I like Fitz.
Real quick. One good thing, I guess if you want to say it, Diggs had 9 catches versus pitch, which gave him 14 straight games with 6+ catches. He is the 3rd player in NFL history with a streak of 14 or more games. He's only behind Antonio Brown and Marvin Harrison. I'm still looking at this, and I'm like, forgot to put this up. Like, man, Deion, where were you, Jersey man? Can't hate on Deion, but he got abused. And I still, man, it's just frustrating. We only had 16 offensive carries. 16. Like, I didn't really.
I mean, what do you think?
Well, in all honesty,
why can't we establish the run?
Because
they whipping the offensive line that bad.
The problem is this league is a passing league now. So it's a passing league. When we were growing up,
you can't just rely on the pass. I know we have great weapons on the passing game, but we got great running backs too.
Yeah, well, listen. You can't, like, when we were growing up, it was a run league, run heavy league. Then you had maybe 1 or 2 receivers, and that was it. Luckily, if you had a 1-2 and a good tight end, you had your running back who was carrying the ball 30 times a game. It's different now. Everybody wants to pass the ball. but you're not going to win that way. Like, that's why we lost. Look at when we played Kansas City. Kansas City passed the ball, they ran the ball, they passed the ball to the receivers, passed the ball to their tight end, threw it to the running back, and the running back can run. You got to have a complete game.
A balanced game.
Yeah, listen, we were up 10-0. If they get the running game going, they keep our defense off the field. You know, listen, even Leslie agrees with me. You see, he's giving me the thumbs up. You have to run the ball, dude. The offensive line's trying to run the ball, wants to run the ball. I mean, I know, like you said, it was later on in the game. Devin Singletary, 11 carries, 72 yards. Is he going to get that all the time? No. And by the way, I didn't even bring it up. They fumbled the ball 4 times. When I saw Josh running with the ball, he thought he was Sweet Pea, carrying it with one hand, running with that. I'm like, dude, if they hit him, he's going to drop the ball.
So Singletary fumbled, but he fumbled out of bounds, right? That's
well, the thing is, he fumbled twice. Josh Allen fumbled twice, but they only lost it once. They lost it on one of Josh's fumbles.
Yeah, still, the TJ Watt fumble.
You can't do that. You know, and the block punt looked like the punter wasn't even further enough back. He looked closer to the line than he should have been.
I just thought it took him forever to wind up to kick the ball.
He didn't look like he was far enough back. That's what I looked. And then I don't know if it was your guy Sal Capaccio or somebody had it down. I think it might have been one of the other shows. I think Buffalo Bills Nation or something had it out. They just blitzed and nobody picked up who they were supposed to. It was just a mess. It was just a mess. Because if they don't get that, maybe we hold on. Maybe. And again, like you said, the defense, when I saw it, I wanted to tear up Frazier running this nickel again, and especially how they drove in the second half. They just drove down the field time and time again. It was like score, score, score. That was it. Like, you guys have to make adjustments. It's just drives me crazy. Can't blame just the coordinators. McDermott has to step in there and be like, hey, Brian, run the damn ball. Hey, Frazier, let's adjust. You know, we have to cover that middle better. They picked out the middle a few times for these thirds and longs. It was just frustrating. But whatever. Let's look over here, like you were saying. I guess we'll start talking about this game. Bills injury report right there. Mario Addison, veteran rest. Cole Beasley, veteran rest. Did not practice. Let's see. At least we got to see Gabriel come back, even though it was limited today. Hyde ended up on the injury report with his neck. Star Latulier, limited. You know, I was looking at this, and I know that's your man. You love Star. This guy has 3 more years on his contract. 3 more years on his contract. And I was like, what? Anyway.
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for almost 2 years already.
Milano full, McKenzie full, and Sanders, veteran rest, and his foot's a little banged up. Real quick over here. This actually has both. I could barely see it, though. Everybody was full in Miami. Whoever was out, they were pretty much full. So it looks like they really don't have any injuries coming out. So it's kind of rough. Anyway, Miami ended up playing the Pats. I thought the Bills were going to be the only team with a win. Ends up being Miami's the only team with the win. You know, I was wrong. And Miami came out and won their game against Pats. Tua, 16 for 27. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 2 sacks. But I must say, the one thing, it seems like Josh Allen loves playing against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot some other news because I'm so frustrated. I'm all over the place. He's played, 6 times against the Dolphins. 3 out of those 6 times, he ended up being AFC Player of the Week. He's thrown 17 touchdowns, 4 picks. His passer rating against the Dolphins is 114.3. I mean, he really likes it. Dolphins are getting Will Fuller back, who served his last suspension game, or his last game of a suspension was last week. I mean, against the Pats, they really didn't do nothing real bad. I mean, the Pats pretty much have a good team. They gave up Miami only had 74 rushing yards
Mm.
So, and that was
Only
with
200 yards passing, from what I remember.
yeah. Actually, no. Tua had actually 202, 202 yards.
It was around 200.
Yeah, so it's not bad. Didn't have any turnovers. So, I mean, this team, they're young, but they have some ballers. They could play.
Yeah.
You know, they got some good wide receivers. Adding Will Fuller on there. Will Fuller's a beast when he's out on the field. So our defense, we're probably going to be running into the nickel again. Their tight end did not, Mike Gesicki did not have a catch. Killed me in fantasy because I had him. But he had a whole bunch of catches against us last year. He was all over our field last year. So, damn well they're going to bring him back and try to come at us.
But the Bills have notoriously been weak against the tight ends. Anybody that's ever beat us been through the tight ends, if you really pay attention to it. New England notoriously beats us with the tight end. Kansas City beats us with the tight ends. It's a lot of teams out there just man. I'm there. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Leslie. Leslie agrees with me. But check it out. The last two games, John played against Miami. He scored a total of 87 points. So hopefully he's motivated. Hopefully he got this loss, and hopefully the Buffalo Bills offensive line got that loss out of their system, and we can move on from here. Because, like I said, I thought we would dominate, not only beat Pittsburgh, but pretty much dominate them.
Yeah.
And where was I wrong, man? I was wrong.
Listen, by the way, that was the news I forgot. Let me grab it on my handy dandy book here. The Buffalo Bills have announced, along with the city, that all fans 12 years and older must be vaccinated to attend Buffalo Bills games from October 31st forward. For the games before that, you have to show proof that you had at least one vaccination to get into the games. After the Halloween game and on, you must be vaccinated. Also, if you're a season ticket holder and you do not want to get vaccinated, you have until tomorrow to contact the team and tell them you're not getting vaccinated. This way you can be refunded for your tickets. If not, if you don't do it, you're not going to get refunded. The Bills are saying this is not just their decision because the stadium is owned by the county, that they're following the county rules as well. So, if you're not vaccinated and you want to go to the games, get vaccinated. If not, find a bar where you're welcome to watch it or stay at home.
Man, listen, I got 3 tickets for the Jacksonville Jaguar game, Buffalo Bills game. Hey, let's go Vikings. Is that who I think it is over there?
Oh, he put it in there? I didn't even notice. Let's see. It's probably Dave.
Hey, let's go. Dave or Kirk? Because I didn't say the name.
I'll have to see. Go ahead. Say what you were saying.
Is that Kirk? Let me see if that's Kirk Cousins. Hold on.
No, it's Dave. It's Dave Brown.
All right, what's up, Dave?
It's our buddy Dave. Kirk probably won't hop on, especially them losing to the Bengals.
Yeah, he's soaking in sorrow like we are this week, so he's joining in our pain. But hey, man, I mean you'll bounce back, Dave, next week. But getting back to, I got 3 tickets for the Jacksonville Jaguar game. So
you got 3 now? I thought you only had 2. Vinny froze. Technical.
I didn't freeze.
Oh, you were that quiet?
If they change the rules, if they do that vaccination day, I might. You're gonna come down. I got work out a deal for you.
That's crazy. Well, I gotta see it. When is that game?
November 7th.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell my girl I want to go to Jacksonville November 7th and make sure I take off. Hopefully, I have some money.
I got tailgate party. I got tailgate tickets and everything.
Nice. Anyway, man, I'm like all over the place. All right, we got a little more than 11 minutes. I guess we can start doing our picks.
I don't even want to. I'm so pissed off about this loss. I know David's pissed off with the Vikings loss against the Bengals, but hey, the show must go on. So
Yep.
we'll see. I'm gonna
right,
reluctantly pick my picks, but go ahead.
I haven't looked at the score. Don't even know if there's a score. Giants and Washington are playing right now. Both of them are 0-1. Washington's given 3.5 points. Saquon Barkley is a full participant today. I don't know if he's going to be on a pitch count, but he's supposed to be all go. Me personally, I'm going to stick with my guns. I said Washington was going to win this division. I'm going to take them, giving 3.5. Who you got?
Man, it's a tough one. Hanky is going to have a killer game, but the Washington defense, man, I think they're going to be all over Mr. Jones over there. So I think Washington will still pull it off if the defense keeps him in the game. And Hanky, he played pretty good last year. He was a gutsy player. Remember we talked about him last couple games. If he could create some points, I'm gonna take Washington. I think Washington will win by 24-17 against the Giants.
All right, so we both take Washington. Bengals against the Bears. Are the Bengals for real, or is Minnesota was just sleeping? A lot of teams, man. A lot of teams you could tell we didn't play in preseason. Didn't look too good. Philly, they played in preseason, I think. Anyway, Bengals, Bears to me are just rough. I think
Damn.
Bears are just rough.
They did look pretty
bad. Bengals. Actually, the Bears are minus 2.5. They're giving points. So I'll take the Bengals. Yeah, I'm going to take the Bengals.
Oh, I don't know. There was a couple of things that did pretty good against the Vikings last week. I know Dave don't want to hear it, but the Bears look horrible, man. But Andy's coming back to play his former team. Is it going to be kind of like a revenge thing like our backup did to the Bears? You know what I mean? I don't know. This is a tough one to call, too, because the Bears look pretty bad. But I'm going to go with you, man. I think the Bears are going to pull this one off. I think Andy Dalton's going to have a good game. And I think they'll win 21-14.
Marty Jones ended up. I'm surprised a lot of these comments aren't coming up on the side. But Marty Jones is like, Hurricane! Also, Jordan ended up saying, can't make careless mistakes against a team like the Steelers. Make you pay every time. Yep, absolutely. You're right, Jordan. We don't want to talk about it no more. Let's move on.
We don't talk about this in the past.
Right. That's the past, Jordan. Texans 1-0 going against the Browns 0-1. I mean, this point spread's a little crazy. The Browns are giving the Texans 12.5 points. Woo. I'm going to take the Browns with the crazy points. I don't care. I'm taking the Browns. I think they're mad. They should have beaten Kansas City.
You're a gambler. Damn, I don't know, man. I think the Browns are going to be up there. I think they're going to somehow make the playoffs, man. I think they're a pretty decent team. That being said, the Texans, they blew out the Jaguars. I mean, it was kind of – I didn't expect that. I thought it'd be more of a fight because the Texans are pretty bad, but they got a lot of veteran players, man. Tyrod Taylor, they got a lot of veteran players. So if they could just stay in the game, I think it'll be a lot closer. I think the Browns are going to win. I think 28, probably 21. If they could keep it close, it'd probably be 28-24. But I still got the Browns beating them.
Yeah, Mark Ingram too, man. Mark Ingram looked good over there. Yeah. And he was saying, that Tyrod Taylor is the man. I don't know about all that, but he did well. They played well, but don't forget it was against Jacksonville. Rams heading into Indy to play the Colts. Rams are 1-0. Colts are 0-1. Rams are giving 3.5. This should be a good game. I'm going to go with the Rams just because of their defense.
Yeah.
So I think Colts could win this game, but I'm going to take the Rams, giving 3.5.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, man. Aaron Donald, best defensive player of the year in football right now, is going to give the Colts a lot of fits, man. Colts didn't look too good, defensively. And people are giving me
giving you crap.
The Colts with the points. No, I'm gonna go with the Rams. I think the Rams. I got the Rams. 27-21.
All right, another game. So somebody's gonna get a win in the AFC East this week. Now the Pats are 0-1. Oh, what the? Did I put the wrong damn thing? I messed up and put the wrong thing over here. I'm going to have to skip that one. Let's go down to the 49ers against the Eagles. Both are 1-0. 49ers are giving 3.5. By the way, supposedly the Eagles have one of the best home records, my buddy Dennis was telling me, in the league. And 49ers lost their running back, even though the rookie came in, looked pretty good. And I think they lost a defensive lineman and a linebacker. So, man, I don't want to pick the Eagles, but I don't know. I think 49ers still, with what they're missing, they're just that damn good. I'm going to take the 49ers. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Dennis. I'm picking
I don't
against
know,
you.
man. Listen, this is San Francisco. This is what their second game away. They played at Detroit, so this is their second road game. Jalen Hurts looked really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. If he could have that home field advantage and play the way he played last week, I think the Eagles might win in a squeaker, man. I think 24-21. I'll take the Eagles on this one.
Well, yeah, the Eagles. By the way, Jalen Hurts I think he has better numbers within the time frame as Lamar Jackson or something like that, or he has more 300-yard games than Lamar Jackson does or some crap like that. It's crazy. And I was right. I thought I messed up. I was looking at the wrong setup for last week. Pats 0-1, Jets 0-1. Pats are giving 6. Man, I just don't know which one of these quarterbacks are more of the real deal. I'm just going to go with the Pats giving up 6 because of Belichick and that defense. That's the only reason I'm taking the Pats. Who you got?
I think I'm gonna take the Pats, man. I hate to say it, I like this Jones kid, man. I don't know. I like his presence for being a rookie. I think the Patriots might win, and I think they're gonna probably win big against the Jets. I got them maybe 24-17.
All right, we got to pick up the pace. It's past time. My girls are ready coming up here. I just looked. It's past 8:30.
Back out real quick.
Raiders, Steelers, 1-0, 1-0. Steelers are given -6. With the way they played, I'm going to take the Steelers, even though the Raiders pulled off a big win last week.
I don't know. I'm going to take the Raiders on this. I like the way they were running the ball, throwing the ball around like that. I'm going to take the Raiders. I'll take them 28-21 against Pittsburgh.
2 undefeated teams, the Saints and the Panthers. Saints are giving up 3 points. The way the Saints played, I'm going to take the Saints. Jameis, why not? Panthers, they almost let the Jets come back. I'm going to take the Saints.
Yeah. But he kind of lit him up. Sam Darnold was, he knew that was coming. But there's a different team. James Winston's balling. So, yeah, I'm with you. I say Saints 24-21.
All right. Broncos 1-0. Jaguars are 0-1. Broncos are giving up 6 points. I'm taking the Broncos.
I think the Broncos are going to have more than 6 points. So I'd say Broncos 28, Jaguars 17.
All right, heading down over here. Moving on. Vikings 0-1 going against the Cardinals 1-0. I mean, Cardinals are giving up 3.5. The way those Cardinals played, if they go in there and do that same thing, they're going to beat Minnesota. Don't know if they're the real deal, but if they take Minnesota, maybe they are. I'm taking Cardinals giving up 3.5.
Yeah, man. Hopefully Dave isn't watching right now because he's not going to like what I'm going to say. But I think Cardinals at home, Kyler Murray is going to have a big game. I think he's going to – I say 30-14 Cardinals.
Woo. Man. Falcons 0-1. Bucks 1-0. Bucks are giving away 12.5. I think the Falcons were one of those teams that beat the Bucks last year. I'm not sure if I'm right or they lost. Can't remember. Man, the Bucks are just too nasty. I'm taking the Bucks. The Falcons couldn't beat the Eagles. They shouldn't beat the Bucks.
No, man. I think it's going to be probably the worst butt whipping of the week. I think Bucks they're primed. They look good. As much as I hate to say it, Atlanta looked horrible. I think Brady's going to put 30 points on them, and I think they're going to have 20 points. So I think by 10. But
Cowboys 0-1, Chargers 1-0. Chargers are home. They're actually giving 3.5 points. The way the Cowboys played, they got an extra long week of rest. I think they should go over there and beat the Chargers. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Dak Prescott was throwing the ball pretty good if you saw that game. Um, I like the way he's, for the first game of the season, the way he was taking chances, going downfield, throwing really good. I'm with you. It's going to be a closer game than we think. I think it's going to be a shootout. But I got the Cowboys 28-27. I think it's going to be a real close one.
Titans 0-1. Seattle 1-0. Home of the 12th man, one of the loudest stadiums in the league. Seahawks are giving 6. If the Titans struggled so bad against Arizona, man, Seattle should put a hit on them. I'm going to take Seattle -6.
Yeah, Seattle. The Tennessee Titans defense looks rough, and they got Mr. Wilson back there. I think he's going to have a big game. So I'm taking Seattle 28-21.
One of those matchups that are kind of like a little rivalry building up between the young guys. Chiefs 1-0, Ravens 0-1. Chiefs, as of right now, are only giving up 3.5. I like the Chiefs.
You got the Chiefs, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I here. Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to take it, but I think they got kind of Mahomes' number with the blitzes and stuff. I don't know. It's going to be a closer one. I think it's going to be a close game. I say 28-26 Chiefs, but in a nail bite. If you go either way, I think the team that has the ball last wins.
Wow. All right, Monday, Lions play the Packers. Packers are giving 11 points. I think the Packers are going to come out on fire and like be really mad and try to take it to the Lions. I would love to see the Lions win, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to take the Pack.
Yeah, what was the spread on that?
11.
Oof. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot closer, but I still got the Packers. Aaron, he's going to have to come back. He's going to have to prove these guys wrong unless he really drops the bomb on this one. It's going to be ugly, so I think he's going to bounce back really good. I think he's going to put 30 points on the Lions, and the Lions are going to barely crack 20. So I say 30-20 Packers.
All right, last game of the week. It's not the last game. It's at 1 o'clock. Buffalo Bills playing the Miami Dolphins. Buffalo is giving up 3 points right now. 110 regular game series. Dolphins lead 60-49 and one tie. For playoffs, Bills lead 3-1. Bills are given 3 points. If the Bills do not step up their game and go 0-2, it's going to stink. I'm going to take the Bills -3. Get a lot of pressure on this kid and watch Mike in the middle of the field. Keep Tremaine Edwards. Tie him down in the middle of the field. Don't let that stupid tight end slant go for many yards against us.
I'm with you. If the defense stepped it up and played the way against Pittsburgh, I think Josh is going to have to barely do enough to win. I think we're going to get the win. But, man, they're going to Miami early September. It's going to be hot down there, man. So I'm a little nervous about that. So I still got the Bills winning. I say we're going to I think Josh is going to light them up, hopefully. I'll say, I think he'll put over 30 points. So I'm going to say 30-21 the Bills.
On that note, what I'm going to do, usually I didn't do it last week. Would have lost anyway. 2-3 game parlay. Saints, Broncos, Cowboys. And then I'm going to take Seattle, Chiefs, Bills. If you want to get crazy, put a 6-game parlay. Saints, Broncos, Cowboys, Seattle, Chiefs, Bills. So on that note, sorry everybody for us with the slow start, me having technical difficulties, but Vinny held it down for a few. As always, follow us on Twitter, Viva Los Bills, Facebook, join our Facebook page. Anybody could join Viva Los Bills. And on Yahoo, YouTube, Viva Los Bills, join, subscribe. And that's about it. Vinny, good job. Another week, come and go. Hopefully next week our beers will taste better.
Yes.
Until then, adios, everybody.